Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is SheeGee here, and welcome back to the gameplay commentary. Now, before I actually get into the commentary, let me start off with an apology, because we haven't actually been uploading anything on here for like ever, and I feel like every video, at least for the past 5 videos, I've always started off with an apology about how we've been busy uploading things on our anime channel, and work, and school, and blah blah blah. Well, we actually haven't uploaded anything on our anime channel for like 2 weeks. And we haven't done a podcast in forever on the anime channel, so we've been kind of like laying low. And I think one of the reasons why, especially at least for me, is because the Stanley Cup playoffs are going on right now. I've been watching a lot of hockey. Like when I get home, there's always a game going on, so it doesn't matter if it's my team or if it's like another team. I'm watching it. I don't care what it is. I love hockey. Hockey has been my life for like the past, well, for this whole season actually. So because of that, I actually haven't been uploading anything on the anime channel and well here, and it's not like we've abandoned this channel. Like I've said, we've just been kind of focused more on the anime channel. But let me mention one thing. Ray did get a PlayStation 4. Yay! Finally! But that means that we might actually have more content on this channel. We might be trying to do some co-op stuff. And then there's also the announcement that Black Ops 3 is going to be made by Treyarch. And I love the Treyarch games a lot more than the Infinity Ward, and definitely a lot more than Sledgehammer. I'm sorry. They really messed up with the Advanced Warfare or whatever it's called. But yeah, so Treyarch's going to be making the next game, and they're going to have like a beta for people who pre-ordered it, and we're planning on pre-ordering it and having some Call of Duty content back on this channel. I know we try not to make this a Call of Duty channel because it is Mr. and Mrs. Gamer, but I feel like we have more fun making the content for that, so we might be going back to some more Call of Duty. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I'm still kind of like unsure about what we're gonna do. But this video is not Call of Duty, and it's still a gaming video on our channel. And what you guys are watching or have been watching playing on the screen right now is Never Alone. Now this game, you can actually download it for free in the PlayStation Network only if you have PlayStation Plus. I think you can also download it on like Xbox One, but I don't know what their policy is, if you have to buy it or if you have to have gold or whatever. So, but for PlayStation, you can get it for free on PlayStation if you have PlayStation Plus. So not too long ago, I finished playing it for like an hour, and I really liked the game. I really like the ambiance of it. Basically, if I were to explain it to somebody who's never heard of it, I would say that it's like Little Big Planet. It's a platformer. It's a puzzle platformer, basically. But the animation for it, or the visuals of the game, is like 2.5, but not so much like Little Big Planet, where you can actually move back and forth. Visually, the game is 2.5, so you have stuff going on in the foreground, and then you can see stuff in the background. But your character can only move left and right in a 2D fashion, just like old school platformer games. And so in this game, you play as a little Eskimo girl and her little fox friend, and basically they go on this little adventure. And then the way I can describe it as being very different from Little Big Planet, aside from the setting, is that when you die in the game, it's more tragic than a little sock puppet dying or falling off the edge or whatever. Like, you got polar bears chasing you, you're jumping from iceberg to iceberg, and like I said, it's really tragic, and especially how the polar bear kills you. I'm sorry, but it's sad seeing a little girl get eaten by a polar bear. I mean, a child. It's literally a child getting eaten by a polar bear. There's no blood or anything in this game, but it's pretty tragic, And then the little fox starts, whining because, the little girl died. But the game is really fun, and I like the storytelling of it. It's almost kind of like Journey, how they have the storytelling, but they have the narrator is speaking in another language. I think it's a native tongue of Eskimos. I don't know what, whatever their tribe is, whatever. But you have this narrator, and he's basically explaining the story and the adventure that the girl goes through. It's not like really serious because you feel like the girl's gonna be okay, but it's still like there's danger in every corner of what she's going through. And a lot of the things that happen to her is, again, really tragic. I mean, she's going on this adventure with this little fox, and she comes back to her village, and her village is like in flames, right? There's this guy killing everybody, and the guy chases you and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is in the beginning, like literally the first 20 minutes of the game. But it's really fun game, and I like the kind of how they incorporate, you know, this environment where when it's windy, you know, you kind of have to brace yourself or else you get knocked off. And they have the later on, maybe an hour in after the game, you have these northern lights as the bad guys who are trying to capture you. It's kind of scary, actually. I'll put a clip of that. These like you get to this part where these northern lights thing with arms like grab you and take you to the sky, and it's kind of scary, and they use a lot of the artwork that I think maybe you know, ancient tribal Eskimos use as platforms, basically. So the fox thing can kind of summon them. Well, not really summon, but when this little fox guy gets to a certain area, they appear, and the little girl can jump on it. So the cool thing about this game too is that it is a puzzle game. It's not just a typical platformer where you jump from A to B. You do have to use both the fox and the girl to try to, like, you know, get the platform to go down. The girl and the fox has their own different abilities and what they can do. So the fox can obviously jump farther, the girl can jump higher, and then there's a lot of different things. You know, the fox can kind of do that little Mario thing where it jumps from one side of the wall to the other side of the wall. It's a really neat game. Like I said, it's kind of like Little Big Planet in the sense of how the mechanics are kind of. Actually, I don't remember, but I mean the experience is like Little Big Planet and how you play the game. But the setting I think it's in Alaska, or maybe in the northern part of Canada, where you have this little Eskimo girl. But it's I really recommend it if you guys, you know, if you guys are interested in looking for another game. It's really fun. Like I said, it's kind of tragic. I haven't finished the game yet, and I'm only an hour in. I don't know how long the game's going to be, but I really recommend. It's free too, so it's not like, you know, you're losing anything, you're just gaining experience. And so far the game's been really great. The narration's wonderful, and the stories, you know, how the story's going so far is really fun. So go ahead and check it out if you guys have PlayStation Plus. You can get it for free on PlayStation Network, and I'm not sure about Xbox. You guys are gonna have to, you know, look that up yourself. But that is it for me. If you guys enjoyed this commentary, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know what you liked about it in the comments below. And if you have yet to subscribe to Mr. and Mrs. Gamer, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But that is it for me. I will see you all next time.